Okay, now not the YouTube is actually showing. It's actually streaming. It was just taking the stream, but not actually showing it on the page, which was pretty weird. And now we need to set up everything once again. This is fine. So it actually copied most of the information. Need to put the keywords back in. Funny that I can't actually from the restream define everything for define these video details for the YouTube and other services. You can set the text, but it's not. You can't actually select the tags or the game, for instance. So you need to go and add them manually. Okay, so we should be live right now. Okay, seems like it. A bit stupid, but I need to like change the old video description for those people who like to watch the videos on demand, which is totally fine. Okay, so this is our live broadcast. This is the Space Marine bolt gun. Alright, that's enough. We can continue now. So, will you continue to aid me? Yes, of course.
The portal in the room downstairs connects to the endless library of Apocrypha. Once there, head northwest and meet me at Cypher's Midden. Our research begins there. Since Curate Gedane is intent on recovering the relic, he shall accompany us.
Cypher's Midden. Okay.
Where better to hide Oblivion portals than inside a ruined bookshop? This is just one of many studies I utilize across Tamriel. I even have a site in Apocrypha from which I can conduct my research. In Cypher's Midden, to be exact. Not enough. Drollus could be counted among their number, along with the Arcanists who fought beside him when you defeated them. They are Daedric cultists devoted to rival princes. Their cooperation relates directly to the threat Mora has foreseen. The unraveling of reality, Hermaeus Mora called it. All because Vermina, Periite, and Torvasad seek to find a dream, remembered only in Apocrypha. We must ferret out why. Hopefully the knowledge stored in Cypher's Midden will aid our investigation.
So basically, Torvasad is Daedric Lord, not the Daedric Prince. Daedric Princes are most powerful beings, but Daedric Lords can be pretty powerful on their own merits. So that's.
The Ciphers of the Eye established the site as a headquarters of sorts. These mortals have come to Apocrypha at the invitation of Hermaeus Mora. They maintain and study the many libraries of the realm. It is both a refuge and a place of learning. Hermaeus Mora selected you to help preserve reality from a threat he foresaw. Your ability to alter destiny and fate makes you instrumental in the struggle ahead. We learned that a secret Vermina and Periite seek threatens both Apocrypha and Nerve.
Yeah, because probably the meta explanation is that it's probably going to wake up Godhead.
Vermina, the Daedric Prince of Dreams, and Periite, the Daedric Prince of Pestilence. They set aside their animosities to challenge Hermaeus Mora, the Prince of Fate. They pursue a secret they believe is connected to whatever offense Mora committed. Because Hermaeus Mora has foreseen that if they reveal this secret, reality itself will unravel, destroying not only the realm of fate, but our world as well. That would be regrettable. This appears to be related to Torvasad's lost dream. Torvasad is a Dremora without a clan. He seems to be the linchpin that negotiated the alliance between Vermina and Periite. All because he believes his lost dream concerns some wrong they think the one who knows perpetrated against them.
Dremora. Well, he sounds more like a Daedric Lord. But then again, you...
Curate Gadain, are you certain you wish to accompany us?
Absolutely. The relic is my responsibility. Let me just grab a few essentials. I'll be right back.
Fate provides the aid we need, Proxy. We will meet you at Cypher's Midden.
Dreams and fate and secrets capable of destroying reality? What have you and Shareni Barrow gotten me into? Well, unless you toss away my soul gem, I've got no choice but to go with you. Lucky me.
It's at the middle of the Apocrypha, basically. Haven't yet fully explored the Apocrypha. I suppose we are going to find out lots of places when we actually follow the plot line here.
I was tired of walking anyway.
There's a boss fight over there. Nice. So players have time to them over. I'm kind of expecting that I'm going to find every book in this realm. So I don't have the quest for this post. So maybe we shouldn't stick around, but continue the main quest. I'm kind of trying to kind of pace this game a bit, that I'll record the main quest and then side quests and main quest. But it seems that usually I start to make a side quest before I start the main quest. When the DLC comes out.
Another one. Confounded thing.
You have an intelligent look about you. A moment of your time?
Greetings! You have a sharp look to you, traveler. My name is Azander. I'm an arcanist, and I'm hoping we can help each other out. I've decades of esoteric knowledge, a bit of coin, and a convivial attitude. What do you say? I'd like your help tracking down a former associate of mine. I was attempting to create a relic of great power, and now find my fate frayed, for lack of a better term. I call this relic the Fate Weaver Key. Martina was a brilliant collaborator, and may be able to identify where I went wrong. To find her, we'll need to find a tome, summon a Daedra, and brave the terrors of Apocrypha. What do you say? Join me in an exploration into the unknown? I'm looking forward to our collaboration.
Okay, so
as I said, we'll need a book on Daedra summoning to get us on the right track. Let's convene in the center of Cypher's midden. Is there anything I can clarify for you before we begin? That mystic phenomenon I was struggling with, I'm calling them frayed fates. They're echoes from a choice I once made. My work to create the Fate Weaver Key has snarled them up. So untidy. If I'm ever to perfect the key, I'll need to unfray my fate.
What? What were you trying to do with this Fate Weaver Key?
It's not my fault. I mean, I was attempting to peer beyond the veil of reality, much as Hermaeus Mora does, to gaze upon other fate lines. It would have been brilliant. Should have spent more time developing my infralux notation. Just think, what could you learn by looking beyond your own life, at the paths unwalked? What kernels of truth could you hold with such a tool? I hope to gain knowledge about myself, about the universe, why, about the very nature of mortality. A simplistic example. Not all choices are equal, but if the choice to have oatmeal instead of eggs changed the course of your life, think of them like divergence points, and everything you could learn seeing the might-have-beens play out. A good question. I need to reset. Return to the roots of my research to unravel this issue. That's why I'm hoping to find my old colleague. Their name was Martina Abor, a talented researcher, though we've since parted ways. My hope is that a Daedric consultant, a watcher named Tim, will know where they are. The book will lead us to Tim, you see. Thankfully, the ciphers of the Eye have given me access to their stacks. Ha! An excellent question. I'm a scholar of esoterica, eldritch secrets, and things mortals were not meant to know.
Fun hobby.
I'm an arcanist of the highest order, proud to say, wresting the power of Apocrypha into my quill-gnarled hands, as you do.
He could be a pretty useful companion because he's an arcanist.
Arcanist is a broad brush, to be sure,
characters.
but we're all devotees to abstruse arcanum, individual proclivities aside. From mad hermits raving about tentacles to precision rune crafters. I consider myself a scholar, first and foremost.
And not a mad hermit. Okay.
The stacks aren't far at all. I'll see you there.
Let's do this companion quest first, because it's something that people probably going to like do. Or, well, for every character you want to have a companion, you need to, every one of them needs to get the companion to do the quest.
The Oblivion realm of Hermaeus Mora. In life, I came here often.
Oh, base ride. Cyber Soul. Okay. Now we have a base shrine, so we don't need to walk around so much.
The search for knowledge I have no idea where in Orbis to look for my old colleague Martina. But I know she was working with a Daedric consultant, a creature named Tim. If we can summon Tim, we can find Martina. Indubitably, I knew I was right about you. Now, an esteemed elder within the ciphers once summoned forth this Daedra. If we can find the notes from this elder, you and I can summon Tim and engage in parley.
Well, you've never been to the Library of Dusk, I take it. Or the forbidden section of Gwillem University.
Dedicated scholars must develop their own search magics. I'll begin the incantation. Just be ready for anything. Apocrypha is full of surprises. Incantus eruditum! Abyssal sea, hear my call. Find the secrets beneath this scroll.
The rune form is complete.
Follow where it leads. Aha! The book we need is in that pile. There. A tome show has the text. Get after it. The chase is on.
I wonder how far this will fly. Tem, Omen of Fate. Omen of Fate. Tem does not look kindly on those who try to meddle with Fate's flow. A bit more. Traveling horrors. Huh.
Excellent work. Ha! That was bracing. Pity the tome will smell like transliminal parasite now. Let's see what it's... Here's the ritual to summon Tem. Easy enough, just a question of the appropriate summoning materials. We'll need expunged tome dust, the talon of a seeker, and black ichor from the spoomy pools of Apocrypha. Let me mark your map. Seekers tend the flora of the region. Their talons often break off in the resin. And there should be plenty of tome dust scraped from parchment in the cipher's midden expungatory. Try to get some from a Daedric incantation. I'll procure that, worry not. Don't want you to think I'm taking advantage of your assistance. Once you have the dust and talon, we'll meet back up at the ritual site I've marked on your map. What do you say? The tome dust should be found in the cipher's midden expungatory, while seekers tend to congregate around those resin plants to the southwest. Easy enough, and soon we'll be talking to Tem. Well, I should hope so. I've been coming here for years. Fascinating place. You can learn the ways of the Arcanist back home, of course. But to truly understand the forces of fate, tides and the abyssal sea, there's nowhere else like it. Oh, here and there, you know. You've seen one post-feudal city-state, you've seen them all, am I right? My family hails from Hammerfell. Born and raised in tall Papa's shadow.
Interesting. Mage from the Hammerfell. Red cards usually do not like magic. Unless it's ancestor worship or blowing things up.
I'm no youngster, obviously. My parents now dwell within Aetherius, and the rest of the family politely pretends I don't exist.
Yeah.
Best for all involved. Now then, we have a Daedra to summon. Knowledge to gain.
Yeah, probably not the popular line of work in Hammerfell. And this Elder Scrolls happens before the civil war of the Hammerfell, so it's still. So before actually before the some big stuff that actually happens a bit later. So for example, Tiber Septim hasn't born even yet, so that's one big thing. So yeah, when we had like role-playing instances and somebody said Talos, and Talos isn't a thing yet. So Ancients of the Truth. Necrom. Okay, this is something we definitely should steal.
Do be careful. Don't rush about and scatter the dust. Some of my cohorts dislike the work of the expungatory, but I find it quite soothing, especially after the rigors of field work. My book on... oh no. I'm guilty of authoring that nonsense, yes. A journeyman effort from several centuries ago. If you have it, please take it with you. It is trash. This is the expungatory, an important hub in our settlement. Here, palimpsests are recycled for reuse. Scrolls are scraped clean of old sigils, ready to be used again in a new and potent arcane working. The expunged spells are still quite potent, so we hold them for a time to allow their energies to dissipate naturally. If you must, feel free to search the rune piles for your summoning ritual. And let me return to my work.
Above the moon of Master.
Okay. Magical book.
Beyond sweet oblivion, ensnared within the ruins of my dark love.
I like reading too,
Ugh,
you know.
such
If
drivel
you
in some of
ever need
these
an
old
excuse to get me
spells.
something.
Old spells. Okay. Interesting.
Unlucky fetcher. I only ever seem to find musty grain and spuds.
I wonder what's the main hub of this area actually. Haven't found the town yet from Apocrypha. Usually every area has like some place that you can actually have like outlaws hideout, and every crafting place. Like in Cold Harbor, it's this Hollow City, which is the main hub. In Deshan, it's Mornholt, and so on and so on. One thing I actually like Elder Scrolls that online definitely is that we have these locales that are something that you should find. They are interesting places, but they don't have a other game function. They are not crafting places. They might be like something pretty or something weird like this one. Places with the story. Hang around. Okay. And most of these are never used in quests, so it's just an interesting place. So in their game design, they have been trying to take developers, Zenimax, have tried to reward the actual exploration in many ways. Why did you attack me? That was the I think. Kinda used to that seekers are much more powerful. Seeker talent.
Let's ride!
Like a torch block between the pages of a book.
I guess this is a fight now.
Ah, it's a Tremora. Apparently floating rocks are quite popular. With RTX shader, this might be a pretty okay place. I don't have Elder Scrolls Online RTX shaders on currently because it's kind of breaking and havoc with these other systems that are using the graphics card, like
Begone!
this
My fate line is
one
my
here.
own.
Your life
RTX card is actually cutting the background away.
Did you hear? Never mind. Welcome. This should be most illuminating. Ah, my new collaborator.
He's not
Good to see
doing
you
well.
again. By Mora's eyes, these frayed fates are becoming increasingly annoying. I look forward to putting them to bed, as it were. Do you have the items we need to summon our Daedric consultant? Peerless work! Let's see. Here's the Eye-Core. Unpleasant to gather, but I've done worse in my day. Now then, I'll light the fonts and begin the incantation. As we go, I'll need you to offer up the Tome Dust, Talon, and Eye-Core. In that order.
Tome Dust, Talon, and Eye-Core.
Just so. With any luck, this Tem can tell us where the whims of fate have led Martina. If this doesn't work, well, I'm sure I'll think of something. But let's hope it works, eh? Onward! We light the flames to summon Tem, the omen of destiny. Come before us!
There is something. Ask your questions, make your offerings.
We offer the dust of an ancient spell. I seek the location of my former colleague, Martina Abor.
So, Tome Dust. Do I need to... Okay, apparently I can't mess this up.
Tem's eyes have seen you, Asander Alcibiades. You search for one who does not wish to be found.
Recalcitrant, are we? We offer the talon of a seeker. I need Martina to correct an error. Where are they?
You tamper with fate, mortal. Tem sees a darkness approaching. One you have unmoored.
Daedra, I have called, and you must answer. With Igor as payment, I command
little
you.
present from Beck. eh?
Where can I find Martina Abor?
That was advanced.
I shall
I
answer,
should take it.
but not to you, Arcanist. Tem will speak with the one who made the offerings.
Okay.
The audacity of that creature.
Yep.
Tem sees you, chosen proxy of the Great Eye. Adventures, triumphs that have happened, or may happen, or may never happen. Speak, and Tem will tell you what you wish to know. The choices of Asander Alcibiades hang heavy about him, reeking from stains on his hands and his soul. Also, with a distinct lack of respect for Tem, the omen of destiny. Martina Abor, Arcanist of the Abyssal Sea and Illuminatus of the Threads of Fate, retreated to their sanctum 920 days ago. Seek them within the subrealm known as the Underweave, at a place called the Heart. The Arcanist you traveled with sought to view the paths unwalked, but failed to see where those paths led. In his hubris, he has allowed a thing that should not be, to be. Questions asked and answered. Farewell, mortals.
That sounds a lot like
Being equal, that went rather well. It seems we're off to the Underweave. Oh, exciting! The Underweave is a powerful nexus of fated potential in Chroma Incognito. Terribly powerful and terribly dangerous. Sounds just like Martina to set up a lab there. Onward and upward! Am I? No, not particularly. Daedra are strange beasts, you know. Their concept of mortality, time, and danger are very different from our own. Clearly, there have been some unintended consequences, but nothing the two of us can't handle. Given the focus of our research, it makes perfect sense. Fate itself pulses through the corridors of the Underweave, and it's tradition for powerful arcanists to establish a sanctum. I have one myself, you know. Quite proud of it. You must understand, I have been studying arcane ephemera for decades now. The Underweave is just so obvious, and I try very hard not to be boring. Plus, it's extremely dangerous in there. Fate shifts like the tides of the abyssal sea. A thing can be both dangerous and boring. The universe contains multitudes. I truly believed I would be able to master fate itself without entering its walls. Vexing to have been proven wrong. We were excellent collaborators. Together we gathered power from across the Daedric realms. But in the end, she had very different goals than I do. If nothing else, damn it, I want to have some fun. Ha! Yes, of that I have no doubt. Martina is a consummate professional. Just don't get her started on the transliminal properties of exogenic materials or the writings of Dino Gorath, the Dread Archivist. We'll be there all day.
Okay. What did I get? Expo of duality. Not bad. Considering this is a weapon swapping set. So why not? And yet this is actually worth of two items. Because it's two-handed. So it's two items. Not bad at all. Basically, those treasure chests have several different categories, and advanced is pretty much the best of them. So if I see something like that, I'm going to take. Surprisingly, this doesn't remove always those markers. So small marker bugs are present in this DLC. Probably instancing problem actually. Works out well in a developer's computer, but not in mega servers. 10th level character, so new player here. Started with this DLC. Of course, Elder Scrolls Online is something you shouldn't actually start from the latest DLC, because you don't know what has happened and stuff like that. Well, this is interesting. I'm going to take a picture.
No, no, no! The Master of Secrets will certainly flay me for this.
Okay, it's a public task.
Ah, have mercy! You've been sent to capture me, haven't you? It was an honest mistake. I'm working to get Hermaeus Mora's fated glyphic back. I promise. Please don't imprison me. Oh, fathomless prince, that's a relief. To think I let myself be spooked by a mere mortal. Sorry. You see, I may have accidentally sent a prized possession of my masters-to-be unwoven. I don't suppose you'd help poor Ogle. The forges of Underweave are a dangerous place. Ogle was made for watching and studying, not fighting. But you seem resilient. Help me find my master's fated glyphic, and I'll be sure to make it worth your while. Wonderful. My master's treasure was mistakenly marked for unweaving, so we must hurry and find it before it's destroyed. My watchling sight should help you navigate Underweave. The entrance is close by. You can take the lead. Fated glyphics whose futures do not come to pass can latch onto our own reality and cause havoc. These intrusions are, well, wasteful. Underweave is the place where these failed fates are unwoven, recycled. A fated glyphic is the physical manifestation of a potential fate. A stone that holds a transcription of a possible future. And they are a powerful and precious source of knowledge. This particular glyphic is one of my master's favorites. Tides, no. Most fates don't rise to this level of importance. Only potent fates, those with the chance to alter the very course of the planes, can be found etched into these glyphics. This makes every fated glyphic a powerful and coveted object. You can call me Ogle. I'm a watchling in service to Hermaeus Mora. I aid in the designation, or disintegration, of failed fates. It's a coveted role, I might add, and one that I don't wish to risk losing.
Okay. I actually played World of Warcraft Classic when the new version came out, and it was interesting that in that game you could find a quest for the dungeon from totally different continent, which is like, so in that they didn't offer you the quest at the door like they do in this
Not
game.
to belabor the obvious, but we'll need to be careful here. We should make haste to the heart of the Underweave and find Martina's sanctum. Onward and upward! The Fate Weaver key is palpitating, pulling me off to the east. Fascinating. Something in Martina's sanctum must be synergizing with the relic. Let's find that laboratory.
Maybe they had like 2 dungeons.
Over here, mortal. You won't get far without my boon to guide you through Underweave.
The heart of the Underweave!
You should be able to trace my master's key to it. We must find it.
Get back, you fetcher!
Over there.
That was a bit of a warm up.
Much higher.
You lead. Quick! Drink a magic potion! You can make it! Keep moving!
The Glyphic Assemblage. This is where fated glyphics are collected and judged by watchlings such as myself. Try to avoid eye contact as we continue through the Underweave. Not all its attendants are...
Easy! Let your magicka recover!
No, this can't be right. There are so many paths. Why are there so many paths? We're doomed. I'm doomed. Stupid, Ogle, stupid! Master keeps the most dangerous fates down here. Of course it would be difficult to navigate. Numerous paths, endless options. This was a hopeless endeavor from the start. I'm a useless watchling who deserves to be unwoven. The Master's fated glyphic could be anywhere. It may have even been fed into one of the Nemesis looms already. This is it for me, mortal. Cherish the moments you shared with Ogle, because I am not long for this plane. The Nemesis looms unmake everything. By now, the glyphic's been reduced to unwoven strands, sputtering fragments of a former fate. I just know it. There are too many paths to follow. I need a moment to think, mortal. This is all too much. It's no use. I'm done for. Wait, what is that?
Once a pleasant surprise. I'm actually happy to see you,
This
Meddler.
guy.
My work in the streams has come to fruition. But never mind. I was wondering if this was
Some
the
kind
day
of
you
time
meet me for the
agent,
first
basically.
time. You'll be pleased to learn you're just in time to help me. I know where the fated glyphic is, so there's no need for that silly boon. Besides, you'll look ridiculous. Ah, this again. You may not have met me yet, but I've met you. I am quite familiar with you and your meddling antics. Now, let's focus on the matter at hand. It's very important that I don't miss my chance to access Mora's fated glyphic. Forces beyond your understanding ordained that I must come into possession of this glyphic. Since Hermaeus Mora rarely lets such a valuable object leave his personal collection, I simply charmed the watchling into misplacing it. Yes, I deceived the watchling. How morally gray of me. Listen closely. You need me to locate the glyphic for your Daedric friend. However, the Nemesis looms make my presence here tenuous. If you can shut them off, you'll help everyone. Good! You're always one for action, aren't you? The Nemesis looms are powerful devices that unweave bits of reality. For example, these failed fates. You'll find them contained in the Nulla Factory, just ahead, past the cells. I'll meet you there. Thaddeus Cosma, a traveler on tides of time and reality. But it really isn't important. Well, that's not to say I'm not important. I am, but that's neither now nor when. All you need to know is that when our paths cross, reality itself may be at stake.
We actually met this guy in Greymore, but with a different character. So that's why my character
You
has
charmed me?
If it's any consolation, Watchling, you performed your role admirably. Now, to the Nemesis looms. It will take the two of us to disable each loom.
My role? I didn't play any role in... Hey! Get back here!
This is so fun. weird fantasy. Nemesis loop that unravels their destiny. Okay.
There you are. Disable that mechanism, and I'll do the same here. That should deactivate the loom.
Does it have a on-off button?
There is only one role I play, and it's in service to the Prince of Knowledge. How dare you imply otherwise?
Mora's clerk objects. I'm terrified. Come now, meddler, on to the next loom.
He likes to teleport around.
I can already feel my presence solidifying. Come now, let's shut this one down as well.
What a wild underestimation of my role.
On the contrary, I couldn't have done this without you. Onwards! The next loom is close by.
interesting how super
Solid enough to
powerful
regain my sense of smell.
Hermes Morais
Dubious
depicted in this
improvement.
DLC.
The next mechanism, please. This is it. The final loom. Quickly disable the mechanism.
My master's faded glyphic is destroyed. Then what was the point of all this?
Worry not. With the looms disabled, we need only check the Underweave's trash heap. Onwards, meddler!
The trash heap? Oh, tides, take me away.
He has interesting style to teleport away. Some kind of sideways walking. Basically changing the world to another. Apparently, Elder Scrolls has lots of weird fiction written, and yeah, we know couple other places like.
No. The faded glyphic. It's already been unwoven.
Realities, basically.
Not ideal, but not unexpected. Meddler, a word, if you please.
Not ideal.
It's unfortunate we couldn't reach the glyphic before its unweaving, but all is not lost. If we work quickly, we
Yes,
should be able to
Dwemer
salvage
armor.
the magics still held within the fractured glyphic. I'll need your assistance once more, of course.
This guy could actually be Dwemer. There's some chance that it's possible.
I took steps to prepare for this possibility. The benefit of shutting down the Nemesis looms was twofold. It allowed me to maintain a more stable presence in this realm, and it unhindered my spell-casting abilities.
I would actually like to see if he has pointed ears, because Dwemer are basically elves. Farmers are actually elves. Elder Scrolls, well, they were. Dwarves are not a thing in Elder Scrolls.
We'll take the
Vanished
glyphic's remains to
race.
the heart of Underweave. There, I should be able to siphon enough energy to restore it. But be prepared. The heart may be heavily guarded. Bring what's left of the glyphic and meet me there, meddler. Let's hurry along, then. The heart of Underweave can be found to the south, on the other side of the courtyard. I'll meet you there. Just wade across the detritus of failed fates and go up the steps. Can't miss it. First of all, the active Nemesis looms muddied my sight. I had no way to know where the glyphic was. Secondly, there's no use in crying over spilled fates. The sooner we get to the heart, the sooner we can put this all behind us. It's a simple matter of temporal reversal. With the looms no longer operating,
reversal.
I'll be able to draw on the full power of the Underweave. In fact, do you have any wine you'd like rapidly aged? I
Well,
kid,
that's
of course.
useful.
Let's get moving.
Practical use for the time travel. Age of wine. Let's make a good wine. I need to get the pile of trash with me.
Well done. Now, out to the courtyard. We'll meet in the heart of Underweave.
Ogle has a bad feeling about this.
So basically they are going to be with back together. This fate. I wonder what's the point or what is the actual fate we are talking about. That's another quest. So same place has 2 quests. Which is totally fine for me.
Good, you found us. Place the fractured glyphic on the altar. There's not a moment to lose. What's there? Just a bit further. Quick! Grab the glyphic before the entropic bubble collapses.
It's back. My master's faded glyphic is
Ending
really
time
back.
really puts a kink in your neck. Let's reconvene outside Underweave. I'm sure this display of temporal magic raised a few alarms.
Yes, yes. Let's leave before the guards come and take Ogle away.
Okay, this guy we met first time. This time travel guy in a Greymore where they were like Dwemer time machine that didn't work out so well. And it's like interesting because time travel should be super rare in the Elder Scrolls. So I was surprised that they actually included this kind of Doctor Who kind of character into this.
The unseen are a mystery.
And we can actually check the second quest while we are here. But yeah, sometimes it's really big surprise, but the writers of the ESO actually are allowed to do it. Seekers are somehow pushovers in this realm, while they are super tough in Telvanni Peninsula. Sorry.
This must be it. Knock, knock, Martina. All right, let's get my face unframed.
Yeah, on the other hand, she has been here like 2 years, so I don't think she's anymore like in a normal
Damn it,
state.
Martina. Dead.
Yeah.
I had hoped. Why must the most brilliant among us fall to curiosity's blade? Take a look around, if you don't mind. I need a moment. No idea what that concoction is. Curious.
Failed magic. Yeah, failed magic test.
I can't believe Martina's dead. She was, well, strange, but one of the best colleagues an old man could ever ask for. Let's focus. We're here to do a job. Look for notes or a journal, would you?
It's worth my eroding sanity. Knowing endless knowledge as long as I'm willing to seek them out. I'm able to
Smoke,
identify
ash,
the
and
trace.
fire. Just like home.
Just like home. I see them everywhere and I know I've foregone unmade choices. A drop of my blood connects me to these unrealized potentialities. They say that fates are blood-bound to an individual. I know it. I can smell the drift now. I can wander the drifting fate. Tides of Fate. Never to worry, never again. I've done it, Anzan. I'm rolling small of it.
Martina was
Sounds
a
safe.
zealous note-taker. That may be helpful to our inquiry. Perhaps you, might find something on her remains. Come. Let's talk. I, wish I could say this was the first time I found an old friend dead. But I cannot. From the spell lattice surrounding them, I believe Martina's research may have followed a similar path to my own. Let's take a look at that journal. Martina says here she could somehow scry for the fates frayed from her timeline. Fascinating. She experimented with several different methods, including using her own blood. It's messy, dangerous, but perhaps effective. Yes, I believe so. I have some thoughts that need to germinate, and I'd like to dispel this ward. Take care of Martina. Let's retire to my rooms at Cypher's Midden, near the Way Shrine. I'll see you there, my canny colleague. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden, my perspicacious collaborator. Just need to see to Martina.
He has his words.
Research, of course. Always research. Just like in the old days. Martina and I were excellent collaborators. I was the gab, the talker, the trader. But Martina was the silent strength, astute observations after lengthy contemplation. I'm not quite sure. I think perhaps she was trying to manipulate fate itself. But I'd have to examine Martina's notes to fully understand what happened here. Martina was as nimble-witted as anyone I've ever met, and stubborn as the abyssal sea. Now, if she thought they could twist fate itself, nothing would slow them down. Changing the fate lines is something not even Hermaeus Mora himself can do. I'm an arse. It seems wrong to coat the truth in moon sugar standing over Martina's final work. I can be challenging to know, and worse to work with. Martina put up with me for the better part of 5 years. Longer than anyone else. I hope I can honor Martina's memory somehow. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden.
Well, that was a bit sad, but not totally unforeseen. Okay, how do I get out? Okay, I need to leave this place. And I might want to climb up there so I can actually get the sky shard. out. Right place.
Still here. Thanks for asking. All right, don't cry for mummy. Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try. I really don't like your odds.
Seems like a stairwell. Okay, so it's here and that's the door.
I hope you're watching.
That's boss level. Okay, it was seem it like so for a moment. Okay, now we are at the top of the cliff, yes. And that's a boss fight. Looks like a place for some side quest.
Like a torch block between the pages of a book. Danger is good enough for all of us.
Glad to see you didn't stumble into a hole in reality, meddler. I know our many-eyed friend wants his glyphic back. Allow me a moment to study it, will you?
I suppose he earned a look. But only for a moment. I'd like it returned before my master realizes it's missing.
You really do make an invaluable field assistant, meddler. Even your watchling friend here played his part expertly. Now please, the glyphic. I can't stand to wait any longer. Curious. I've handled my fair share of fated glyphics, but something about this one seems almost familiar. Like a tone, ringing at the edge of my memory. A song, perhaps. A lullaby? How very strange. It's no secret my travels take me far and wide. I go to places far beyond what a simple compass or map might show. And in my travels, I heard an interesting rumor that the Prince of Knowledge had found a special fate. My fate, in fact. I believe it does. Whether it's one fate of many or a singular inevitable fate, I won't know until I activate it. Funny, after all this, I find myself hesitating. Give me a moment, meddler. Perhaps take this time to calm your watchling friend.
It's not a good idea to look at your own fate. I wonder why my master is so fond of that particular one. Speaking of fate, you certainly helped me salvage my own. To think I came this close to being tossed into the Nemesis looms. I wish I could say I enjoyed our adventure together, mortal. However, you and I both know it was far too distressing to be fun.
Special
Still, this watchling is certainly grateful for your help.
Guy who's like
Take this reward. You earned it.
Sacred Watcher Hood.
Well, here goes nothing, Cosma. Thaddeus, you must listen closely. The fate of the plains depends on it. So the rumors were true. Mora really did learn my fate. Don't talk over me! Understand that when the time comes, you must say no. I must say no? What in oblivion am I talking about? In my timeline, things didn't go exactly to plan. But I hope you'll glimpse this causality in enough time to change our fate. It seems the only person who can fix a Thaddeus Cosma mess is Thaddeus Cosma. How exciting.
This sounds so much Doctor Who. I mean, that idea.
I do so appreciate your help in all this. Not everyone gets the chance to learn their own fate in time to do something about it. And as far as possible fates go, that one wasn't nearly as damning as it could have been. In truth, I haven't a clue. What in all the planes am I supposed to say no to? A mystery to be sure. But I have Apocrypha's extensive libraries right at my fingertips. Can you imagine a better place to find an answer? Indeed. A mystery only a Cosma could solve. This glimpse of fate wasn't a warning, it was a clue. A piece of an exciting new puzzle I've already started on. Mora will regret not smashing this fate into dust. Farewell, meddler. Here's your glyphic, watchling. And you, meddler, do try to stay out of trouble.
Well, that was unexpected. I don't have a clue about what any of that meant. Frankly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm just happy to be done with that condescending wanderer of realities. Thank you for your help.
He's wandering realities.
After being a tentacle's touch away from facing the business end of a Nemesis loom, I'll return to my duties, thank you very much. After I see my master's glyphic return to its proper place, of course. What else? We all have our place in my master's plan, just as you do. I certainly won't be looking for another... what would you call this? An adventure? Anytime soon. Notarizing and disseminating is exciting enough for me.
So yeah, this is interesting because apparently Bethesda is actually they are actually trusting Zenimax enough to give them a lot of room to write Elder Scrolls line and lots of lore books and lots of stuff. And this is a really wild character in a sense that he's actually doing all those things we were like mentioned that some great hero like Vivek or something has actually done. seen other realities, but he's actually Doctor Who is traveling around different realities. But then again, Greymore did many interesting things, like expanded back Black Reach, which we saw like small tiny bit in Skyrim. Yeah, and in other hand had like interesting ideas of what's the black heart of Skyrim. Yeah. So it did lots of interesting things that I wouldn't have like guessed that it's possible. Okay, let's return back to the Peli-Rami. And I recall when the Desktop Online actually came out.
Yeah.
Was published in 2014.
They're coming for us.
Some people were like really annoyed and angry about game not being like Oblivion or Skyrim. Basically, the online did its own thing, and it improved a lot. They had like a really little time, basically, back in 2014.
Can never have enough of that.
Wasn't as successful, but launch, I mean. But now it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And best thing, you can actually find everything around. So you just pick some random direction and it's going to be like, you can find the side quest there. Volume 1. So okay, this is gathering quest.
Yeah.
Lots of these kind of simple quests, like gather something and bring something. Anyway, let's check the memento bit. Okay. Tentacle helmet. Right.
Over here, Proxy. I trust your trip through the endless library was not too unsettling. The winding paths of Apocrypha can prove troubling to those unfamiliar with its preternature. Cypher's Midden contains a wellspring of knowledge. Shall we begin our research? The ciphers of the Eye offer hospitality and refuge to mortals who arrive in Apocrypha, whether purposefully or by accident. However, I am reluctant to involve them in this endeavor. Fortunately, I have my own methods for conducting research. The contents of these stacks change from moment to moment, such as the nature of this realm's thirst for knowledge. I can prepare a spell scroll for each of us. As you search, it will dredge up anything related to the parameters I set for the spell. All research requires parameters. This spell should locate information pertaining to the Fulcrum Obscura, the Rite, and Torvasad's lost dream. Use the scroll's enchantment to aid your search. Then return here, and we shall compare notes.
I wonder what's the lost dream of Torvasad.
Scour the stacks, Proxy. The magicka I infused into your scroll shall assist you by retrieving any relevant tomes from their resting place. Meet me in my nearby study when you have completed your search. What a curious query. Where else would I research and ponder the knowledge that the one who knows deigns to share? It is a humble refuge, nothing more. Now, we really must see what information we can draw from the stacks of Cypher's Midden. You and Gadain recovered a portion of the relic, the Fulcrum Obscura, from the catacombs of Necrom. The rite appears to be related to a black book once in the possession of Magister Meln. Both seem to be essential to the enemy's search for a dream. Apocrypha contains all secrets and knowledge. Whether they be dreams or memories or tomes, they all wind up here. We know that Torvasad learned something at the Tranquil Catalogue. We need to conduct our own research now and try to get ahead of them. That is what we must determine. The various repositories of Apocrypha are infinite. Books, glyphics, vaults. We have ascertained that if this particular secret is uncovered, it has the potential to destroy reality as we know it. That must not happen.
Apocrypha. The Oblivion realm of Hermaeus Mora. In life, I came here often.
Traveler, I sense the...
Have you lost your way, mortal? Apocrypha is as unforgiving as it is endless. Rest when you can, and be wary of the reaching ink.
Have you found any ciphers or strange grimoires in your travels, stranger? There are tomes missing from our collection and several ciphers as well. If you come across them in your travels, bring them back. I would be grateful. Laxalt is dead? That is unfortunate. She was a promising cipher. I looked forward to many profitable discourses with her, but Apocrypha holds many dangers for mortals. What kind of situation could she have gotten herself into? Why, this is the first volume of the Numinous Grimoire. It's one of the tomes that went missing from our collection. A dangerous book of forbidden knowledge. It destroys the mind of any mortal who reads it. I'd better take that. This is troubling. Laxalt should have known better than to meddle with the Numinous Grimoire. I must look into this. Thank you for bringing back this book, and the news of Cipher to Laxalt's fate. Here, a reward for your trouble. Strange tale. Why would this mysterious A kill a cipher who did as they asked? What's behind the promise to read the book together? Well, if you find any other dead ciphers or missing books in your travels, come tell me. We are scholars, scribes, seekers of knowledge, mortals drawn to Apocrypha from all corners of Tamriel. Here we help tend Hermaeus Mora's infinite library. In return, the Great Eye grants us access to its contents. Infinite knowledge. Hardly. Most mortals visit Apocrypha in solitude, seeking answers to questions important to them. But some of us come to realize that no ambition in the mortal world compares to what surrounds us here. We choose to stay in Cypher's Midden. Apocrypha can be dangerous for mortals. Cypher's Midden serves as a refuge of sorts. Here, those who follow the cipher philosophy come together for protection. Creature comforts, fellowship, after a fashion. It's not much, but now it's home. That makes two of us. There must be a connection between these ciphers. Something they have in common, but I do not know what it is. Which missing cipher do you want to know about?
This sounds a bit like Mage's School Guild quest in a old main game.
Talaxol? An Argonian scholar who didn't always fit in here. A free spirit of sorts. She valued knowledge in many forms. Songs, art, handicrafts. Talaxol rarely bothered with books. When she wanted to know something, she sought instruction. It might have. Talaxol sometimes made strange bargains with those she wanted to learn from. Dealt with entities few other ciphers know. Knowledge has a price, especially in Apocrypha. What else can I tell you? It might. I can think of a few entities who might use that monogram. Some mortal, some Daedra. I need to make some inquiries. Discreetly. If I ask the wrong question of the wrong person, I might put myself at risk. That is unclear. No mortal has read a volume of the Numinous Grimoire and survived with their mind intact. We think it deals with transformations, immortality, or so the Daedra familiar with the book tell us. They could be lying. Because ciphers are dead. The note you found makes it clear someone used my colleagues to get their hands on the grimoire. Then this instigator repaid a cipher's help with death. None of us are safe until this mystery is solved.
Interesting.
Still can't believe I'm here.
Books and lots of books. Interesting. I don't know what that is.
Over here. See if that scroll Liramil gave you actually works. They call this a library? I see no rhyme or reason to the Cipher's organization. Oh, and this is a terrible way to treat books. I understand now why Liramil must employ spells to conduct research here. Spell drew that book from the stack. Quick, grab it.
Sense of loss. Reality has somehow changed. Someone or something has erased what was true and absolute just yesterday. First part is I have no idea what I lost.
An ancient tome describing lost memories barely remembered in a dream? Too bad you only retrieved a few pages. What a mess! Have they no respect for the written word? A brittle old tome. Handle it carefully.
A place that exists inside the pocket realm of Apocrypha. Infinite Panopticon. Serves as one of the Hermes Mora's most secure repositories of secret knowledge. Legend game claims that these secrets are stored in books and scrolls and glyphics and it's glyphics of specific design. Orbiting fragments of Mora's own memory contained within his own free floating eyes.
The book crumbled to dust! Hopefully the pages you recovered contain something relevant. They call this a library. This stack might contain something important. It's burning up! Quickly, grab whatever remains!
But Great Eye answered the prayers of the mortal prior Durden and granted him the runes needed to craft a relic of Apocrypha, the Fulcrum Obscura. The Lord of Secrets imbued the runes with the power to locate and uncover secret no matter where they may hide. And the prior inscribed them on an ancient bone related to Necrom's history. So it's Gilgamore Chill's bone that has the spell of uncovering secrets, even something that Herman probably would like to forget.
It's almost as though someone is eliminating these books the moment you find them. At least you recovered something.
Another disturbance in the
Ah.
of fate, and what do I find? The Great Eye's mortal surrogate. Again. Once again, the water of fate ripples with unnatural disturbances. As if some huge clod tossed a rock into a still pond. And what huge clod do I find at the center of these ripples? The Great Eye's mortal surrogate. As I explained on the mortal plane, I am tasked with aligning wrinkles in the annals of fate. How I accomplish that is totally up to me. But when something alters fate's prescribed path, it makes ripples. Just like the one I followed here. Interesting. It would be good to know more about what the agents of Vermina and Periite seek in my master's realm. Did anything out of the ordinary occur while you were conducting your search? I was afraid of that. Whatever you're involved in may be beyond my jurisdiction. I suspect the secrets you hope to uncover fall under the direct protection of Apocrypha itself. The Great Eye has put precautions in place to keep them hidden. It means you have been given an impossible task, and it may taint my otherwise spotless record. This is not good. Not good at all. Take whatever you learned and bring it to Larimel the Wise. Hopefully she can make sense of this conundrum. Of course not. Why would you? You're only mortal. You were selected to help Hermaeus Mora save Apocrypha and Nirn. To do that, you must uncover the very secrets the Great Eye's enemies pursue. Secrets that can unravel reality as we know it. Obviously, everything of Apocrypha is of Hermaeus Mora. Only through the Great Eye's will could the sacred tomes be destroyed. You were chosen, and then I was unlucky enough to become involved. For good or ill, our fates have become tangled. For me to complete my task, you must succeed in yours. Which is clearly impossible since you can't overcome Apocrypha's protections. Which means you won't be able to save fate. So I suppose it doesn't really matter. Reality will unravel soon enough.
Sunshine. As a base crafting house and...
Friend, Laramil is waiting for you in her study.
I swear I'm going to start eating books.
There's like one trader and not much else.
Midden stacks have been reluctant to yield the answers I had hoped for.
Apocrypha itself works against you. But the Great Eye's surrogate had some success.
Indeed. Show me, Proxy. Is it true? Were you able to successfully gather research on the relic, the rite, and the lost dream? Every time I thought I found something relevant, it crumbled or burned up before I could examine it. So you experienced something similar? As though the stacks were actively trying to keep the information hidden. Still, you managed to save some of the research. A reflection of your role as Fate's proxy, perhaps. Let me peruse these pages. This implies the relic was specifically created to reveal hidden secrets. Do these secrets pertain to the ancient cipher's report regarding the dream of a lost memory? And this last one? Could the enemy be seeking the infinite panopticon? Only one of Hermaeus Mora's most secure repositories of secret knowledge. It exists within a pocket realm of Apocrypha, but the entrance constantly shifts locations. Of course, they must be using the Fulcrum Obscura to reach the panopticon. You and Gadain must use the part of the relic you possess to do the same as the enemy. Locate the entrance to the panopticon. There are cairns throughout the realm. Sprinkle this dust of conjunction on 3 of them, then let Gadain apply the relic. Applying the dust to the 3 cairns I marked on your map will form a matrix of magicka. Gadain shall use the relic on each. Then I can perform a ritual to locate the panopticon's entrance. I shall also give Gadain a gift. Something to protect him. A charm that will provide Gadain with some measure of safety as you travel through Apocrypha. Please keep him safe, Proxy. Even with the charm, he seems overly fragile. Each cairn should glow after the successful application of dust and relic. Research is often a series of trials and errors. But yes, this should work. In addition to its normal properties, the relic should also seek out its other half. After you activate the 3 cairns, return here. Then I shall complete the ritual. Gadain, take this charm. It shall mark you as my guest in Apocrypha, and keep you safe.
That's most thoughtful, Laramil. Thank you.
The infinite panopticon is kept hidden for a good reason, Laramil.
Which is why we must locate it and protect it from the enemy.
This is the sort of quandary that makes my tentacles twitch.
Can't cook. What else? Oh, this is Investigator Veil Dark Masts. New Investigator Veil. We got by that.
I didn't know you were interested in that genre. I'll have to remember that.
faces appear, but not ones I have known, and not known in time. A presence beneath us shifts. A shift anew that reveals untold changes to our plane.
A sour, briny sea with a smell of pungent, earthy fungi sits heavy upon my tongue and brings memories of a bad place.
Think Laramil has read all these books? I suppose I just need to hold the relic out like so. It almost feels alive in my hand. It worked! Look how it glows!
Very smart. Laramil's tapping into the realm's currents of fate to find the Panopticon.
Okay, those sky shards are inside the cave. I suppose we can get them on our way back.
Laramil's amazing. Who else could help us find the Panopticon? Look, another can.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
Laramil's amulet will protect us both.
Alright, yeah, this is basically some kind of internal struggle in Apocrypha. We are actually investigating now. We need to probably get it up there. Get it. Or it might be a quest.
Yeah.
Get closer to me, friend. The other keepers are never going to believe this. Usually, when we misplace a relic, we find it behind a couch in the Abbey.
You approach a mere shadow, mortal. The remnants break under the assault of invaders. Perhaps this is our Lord's will. Do you know the Dream Carvers? The servants of Vermina? As we speak, they tear apart our fortress, the Cenotaph. The remnants were blades of Lord Hermaeus Mora. He imbued us with a portion of himself, so we could defend his realm. For eons, this pact held. Now, the Dream Carvers may take our gifts for themselves. We secured the pact inside a space called the Crux. Should the Dream Carvers enter this space, our gifts become theirs to steal. Mortal, the invaders cannot gain these powers. Help us purge them from the Cenotaph. We reward aid when given. Any effort you provide puts us in your debt. The Cenotaph lies in the north. Just outside, you will find a group of surviving remnants. Look for Tis. Stay cautious, mortal. The Dream Carvers attack your mind long before they reach your flesh. There was a time when any who walked through Apocrypha knew of us. We patrolled this realm for the thieves of secrets. Our reach extended to the mortal world, where we gathered any wisdom that deserved protection. We were a force unmatched.
This resembles a bit like one group in Deadlands.
An excellent question. We felt our power wane long before the Dream Carvers attacked. And now, we can hear so few of our minds. That which connects the remnants grows silent. When you reach Tis outside the Cenotaph, ask her why this has come to be. We only know a little. The Dream Carvers caught us by surprise. They made no sound, no shouting, no crash of shields. Just a sharp feeling of loss as we fell, one by one. A call came to flee and rally nearby. We did not bother to stop running.
Interesting.
There's the final can. Stand close and let me shield you.
Keep your guard up until you've got your footing.
Dust applied. Now to use the relic. Oh my, it wriggled in my hand. All done. Let's return to Laramil's study and let her know she can proceed.
Okay, so that Tremora stuff needs to happen later. choice to actually divide this Apocrypha with the caves to the two halves. Because this is not locked anyway. This is basically cave area. So let's say this is basically this where you start. This is like end game. Apparently there's several tunnels on the cave. But yeah, this is about halfway. Interesting. There's no technical reason why you should do this, other than it's like interesting obstacle placed in the middle of the playing area. Unless it's connected to the main route somehow. So they need to have this kind of area, but not all locations in these new DLCs actually are super important or designed with the idea that it's part of the story or mechanics or something. Some of these areas are just for the realism of the magical realism of the place, which is kind of they're taking a step forward from what it was in the main game, because in the main game these especially when they had like these areas are done with the idea of you starting somewhere, doing missions and doing the main quest from A to B during the this area. And in Deshan you start here, you do get the mission here and you follow the quest. There's a story quest in Mournhold and you follow the cult and until the last fight is over here in also. So it's from the left to right, or west to east, kind of pretty straightforward. Because you can go this way and do side quests, but if you want to like do the quests, it's pretty basic. And I'm happy to see that Zenimac developers got lots of experience under their belt and have managed to do really interesting stories and game design in the latest DLCs.
The cans have been activated, Maribel.
Well done. Now, to complete the ritual. I feel the ebb and flow of Apocrypha. Some guide, others try to.
Maribel, do be careful.
Told you. Apocrypha doesn't give up its secrets without a price.
Got it! Curate Gidane's concern is appreciated but unwarranted, Proxy. I have been sifting through Apocrypha's secrets long enough to know my limits. And the ritual performed just as I hoped it would. Still, I could use a moment to regain my strength. The ritual directed me to the desolate northwest reaches of the Chroma Incognito. I sensed the entrance we seek there, as well as the other half of the Fulcrum Obscura. Our enemy must have also located the entrance, or is close to doing so. Let me mark the location on your map. Go quickly, Proxy. I shall follow and meet you there after I make sure Curate Gidane gets back to Nern safely. Go to the northwest region of the Chroma Incognito. and see what you can find, Proxy. I shall catch up with you in due course. Only what I read. It exists outside the time and space of Apocrypha, hidden from all. It supposedly contains many of Hermaeus Mora's most closely guarded secrets. The interior is said to be so bizarre that the very sight drives mortal minds insane. Do not fear. My decades of study have made me mostly impervious to the horrors of forbidden knowledge. And you are Fate's proxy. You should be able to survive a visit to the pocket dimension. Besides, to save both realms, we have no other choice. Screwed. Please make sure Curate Gadain returns safely to Necrom. His work here is done.
But we still haven't recovered the other half of the Fulcrum Obscurum.
Listen to Laramil, mortal. Your mind would melt the moment you stepped into the infinite panopticon.
But... Oh, very well. I'll return to Necrom and see if I can learn anything more about the hidden Kindred or Master Shelreni. Do be careful, my friends. I'll return to Necrom with Scroot if Laramil thinks that's for the best. Just stay safe, my friend. And keep Laramil safe, too.
Alright, this is good time to end. We managed to push through some chapters of the... Or basically PP part of this DLC's plot, which is like doing stuff, investigating the leads in Apocrypha. But I don't know how many parts the game actually has. Some would say that there's like two acts or 3 or maybe even 4. Some DLCs have had like pretty branching story that it expands quite a bit. So that's something we need to figure out later. Anyway, next Saturday we have after summer games. We are going to like play the Dark Corners of the Earth of Cthulhu, and it's going to approaching the end of the game. We'll see what we are going to play after that. But I think I have a good time to play next Saturday. Just need to maybe need to start a bit later. That's the only thing. So that's something. In the midsummer we are going to start new role-playing game, which is like 30 years old. So definitely, I don't know how many of you want to see, but it's one of those classic role-playing games that deserve to be played, and it's a birthday, 30 years old birthday. So we'll see. But apparently we are going to have a role-playing games also this summer. Let's see what happens in next fall. I think September will be busy for many reasons, but it's going to be like busy also because many really important, really big games are actually going to publish, like Starfield and such. Anyway, I'll bid you farewell. Good night.